Hey, it's me, just sitting here, thinking back on this wild night I witnessed at this upscale restaurant in Chicago, a place called the Velvet Room, all glitz and glamour, marble floors, chandeliers dripping light like liquid gold, the kind of spot where you feel the wealth pressing down on you the second you walk in. I was just a bystander, a guy grabbing a drink at the bar, but what went down at that private dinner table? Man, it's the kind of story that sticks with you, makes you rethink everything you thought you knew about people. Let me take you there, paint the picture, because this one's worth hearing. It's a Friday night, the place buzzing with Chicago's elite billionaires, investors, folks who could probably buy the whole block with a text message. At the center of it all is this waitress, Ellie Parker, mid-20s, in a plain black uniform, hair pulled back in a low bun, no makeup, just unassuming, you know? She's moving through the room, pouring wine, clearing plates, her hands steady like she's done this 1,000 times. But there's this table of heavy hitters, led by this guy, Tariq Hassan, some real estate tycoon, 50s, sharp suit, sharper tongue, the kind of guy who walks into a room and expects it to bow. He's got this crew around him: Lila, a fashion influencer with a laugh like a knife; Connor, a tech bro who thinks he's God's gift; and Meredith, this corporate lawyer dripping in pearls, her smile all teeth and no warmth. They're tossing back wine, laughing too loud, and Tariq, he leans over to Connor, says something in Arabic, low and sneering, thinking Ellie's just some nobody who won't get it. The table cracks up, glasses clinking, forks pausing, like they're all in on the joke. I'm at the bar, close enough to hear the vibe shift, and I catch Ellie's eyes calm, steady, like she's sizing up the room without moving a muscle. Tariq's words, they're sharp, something about her looking like she wandered in from a dive bar, and the table eats it up, especially Lila, who's giggling like it's the funniest thing she's ever heard. Ellie sets down a bottle of wine, her hands not even twitching, and then Boomsh looks right at Tariq, locks eyes, and in perfect Arabic, she says, "Your words don't touch Methy, just show who you are." The table goes dead quiet, like someone hit pause on the whole room. Tariq's face, man, it's like watching a skyscraper crack. His smirk just collapses, and he's pale under those fancy lights. Ellie doesn't flinch, just moves to the next glass, pouring wine that catches the chandelier glow like it's bleeding. I'm sitting there, drink halfway to my mouth, thinking, who is this woman? Now, you gotta understand, Ellie doesn't fit this place. Her uniform's crisp but basic, her shoes scuffed but practical, and she's got this silver watch on her wrist, nothing flashy, but it's the only thing that hints there's more to her. Earlier that day, I found out later, she was sitting in her beat-up Honda outside the restaurant, staring at this old photo of her and her mom, back when she was a kid, swinging on a porch in some small town, the kind of memory that grounds you when the world's screaming at you to be something else. She knew what kind of night this was gonna be, not the words, but the weight of it. She felt it coming, like a storm rolling in. Back at the table, Tariq's not done. He's rattled, but he's not the type to back down. He leans toward Connor, the tech bro, and mutters in Arabic again, something about Ellie being dumber than a camel, and the table roars again, like it's open season. Ellie's pouring wine, slow and deliberate, like she's building something fragile, and Tariq signals her to lean closer, his eyes glinting like he's about to land a punch. She does, just enough, her face blank, and steps back. Meredith, the lawyer, all pearls and venom, pipes up, "Tariq, you're terrible," but she's laughing, loving the drama, her eyes darting to see who's laughing loudest. Connor, the tech bro, waves at Ellie like she's a mosquito, says, "Speed it up, sweetheart," without even looking at her. Her fingers tighten on the bottle for a split second, then relax, and I swear, that watch of hers ticks louder than the room. Then Lila, the influencer, leans over to Meredith, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Seriously, who hired her? She's like a ghost in those cheap shoes." The table snickers, heads nodding like Ellie's plainness is a crime. Ellie pauses, adjusts a glass just so, and the air around her feels tight, like a wire about to snap. Tariq, sensing blood, calls out, "Hey, waitress, you probably don't know anything but dirty plates, right?" The table chuckles, some hiding their smirks behind napkins. Connor whispers to Tariq in Arabic, "Bet I can make her blush," and Tariq grabs a bottle of some fancy German Riesling, holds it up like a trophy, and says, "Read it." His voice is all challenge, like he's already won. Meredith, fake pity dripping, says, "Oh, honey, just say you don't know." Tarek's grinning now. "Well, you giving up?" Ellie takes the bottle, scans the label, and in perfect German, she says, "Weingut Keller Riesling Trockenberner Slees, 2018, from a limestone vineyard near Nierstein. Small yield, high acidity." The table freezes. A wine guy at the end, Harold, this nerdy type with glasses, chokes on his napkin, says, She's right." Tarek's smile flickers, but he waves it off. "She memorized it. Big deal." But the room's shifting. You can feel it. A Spanish guy, Mateo, tries her with a question in Spanish, skeptical but curious. Ellie answers, her accent flawless, like she was born in Madrid. The table murmurs, heads turning. Then a guy named Nick, some venture capitalist with a Greek last name, Katsura, spells it out slow, mocking, like she's a kid. Ellie sets down a pitcher, says in perfect Greek, "Katsuros," like the composer. And Nick's bread roll stops halfway to his mouth, his smirk gone. Tarek's not letting go. He snaps his fingers, loud enough to make Meredith jump, and says, "If you're so smart, repeat what I say." In Arabic, he spits out this ugly phrase about women only being good for serving and shutting up. The table laughs, some nervously, thinking Ellie's clueless. He leans back, arms crossed. "Well, say it." The room's heavy, everyone watching, waiting for her to trip. Ellie lifts her head, looks right at Tarek, and in English, she says, "You said women are only good for serving and staying silent." Then, in Arabic, sharp as a blade, "Your words stain you, not me." The table's dead silent, forks frozen, glasses untouched. Meredith's fork hits her plate, loud in the quiet. Tarek's jaw locks, his hands gripping the table like he's holding on to his pride. Connor looks away, his fake tin looking sickly. The air's thick, like the room's holding its breath. Lila tries to break it, her voice sharp. "Oh, come on. It's just a trick, still pouring our wine." She holds up her glass, says it's smudged, though it's crystal clear, and hands it to Ellie with a fake smile. "Clean it right this time." Ellie wipes it, slow and steady, holds it up to the light, and in perfect French, says, "It's clean now, or should I polish your manners too?" The table gasps, a few choke on their laughs. Lila's hand shakes as she takes the glass back, her smile cracking. Connor, trying to save face, says, "Talent or not, she's just a waitress," and Meredith nods, all fake sweetness. "No offense, but there's a reason she's here, right?" Tarek, sensing an opening, says, "Yeah. What's a woman like her gonna do? Nobody here cares about a servant." His fingers twist his napkin, betraying his nerves. Then this older guy, Walter, who's been quiet all night, gray hair, sharp eyes, stands up, his chair scraping softly. "I know her," he says, voice low but firm. "Ellie Parker, senior interpreter for NATO. Handled crisis talks in Syria, translated under gunfire for 12 hours straight, saved lives." The table goes still. Harold, the wine guy, leans forward. "That Ellie Parker?" Tarek's face freezes, his hands gripping tighter. Connor scoffs. "NATO? Come on. She's probably just a language app nerd." But his laugh's weak, uncertain. Ellie's clearing a plate when Connor drops a spoon, clattering loud. She picks it up, hands it back, and in perfect Russian, says, "Careful, you're dropping more than spoons tonight." Connor's face goes red, the table's eyes on him as Ellie walks away, calm as ever. In the kitchen, another server, Jess, a young woman with tired eyes, catches Ellie by the sink, says, "Why do you let them talk like that?" Ellie rinses a glass, slow, and says, "They're not talking to Methy, talking to themselves." Jess frowns, confused, but Ellie's already heading back out, her watch glinting, her steps sure. Back at the table, Walter raises his glass, says, "That's true nobility." And a few nod, their faces softening. Tarek pushes his chair back, slips out, his steps quick, almost running. But the real kicker comes later. A man walks in, tall, suit understated, but screaming money. It's Ellie's husband, David Parker, a guy whose name you don't say out loud, owns companies that shape cities, the kind of power that doesn't need a megaphone. He crosses to Ellie, rests a hand on her arm, says nothing. The table freezes, Connor's fork clatters, Meredith's napkin hits the floor, Lila's phone slips. Ellie finishes pouring a glass, looks at him, and something passes between them, quiet, heavy, like a vow. A week later, the fallout hits. Someone recorded the dinner, Tarek's Arabic insults, Ellie's sharp responses, and it goes viral. His investors bail. His name's trashed in headlines. Meredith loses a brand deal after her snarky posts backfire. Connor's company cuts him loose, no explanation needed. Lila's fashion brand drops her after her shoe jab gets quoted everywhere. The ripples keep going, quiet but real, like a stone hitting water. Ellie? She's still working her shifts, pouring wine, clearing plates, her watch ticking softly, her presence louder than any of them ever were. This story, it's for anyone who's been looked down on, told they don't belong, felt that sting when the room turns on you. Ellie stood there, took it, and turned it back on them, not with a shout, but with a whisper that shook the whole damn table. So, where are you watching from? Ever had a moment where you flipped the script on someone who underestimated you? Drop it in the comments. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're feeling it. Let's keep this conversation going, because stories like this, they're ours.